Welcome. You're listening to the Skin Ritual Wellness Circle podcast with Meagan Jean and Lainie Porter. Here we explore an eclectic collection of our guidance and support towards feeling amazing, calm, and whole every day. We'll learn how to care for our skin, body, and mind, the rituals that help connect us to ourselves, and embrace the fact that our needs are important. If you've ever been cycling from self-loving to self-forgetting, been yearning for better skin with proper advice, or you're ready for the permission to put yourself first and adopt loving wellness rituals into your day, then this podcast is for you. Today, Meagan and Lainie are asking you the question, do you put off your self-care? When exactly is it going to be the perfect time for you to care for yourself, for you to do something that makes you feel good? We have so many opportunities through the day where we can make ourselves feel good. From certain practices that you could do to make yourself feel better, feel more energized, right through to acknowledging those times when you deprive yourself of the necessities like basic nourishment, feeding your body, or even, as Lady will admit, putting off going to the toilet. Bringing some light to this thing that we do as women will hopefully add to a little bit of healing and a little bit of confidence in your mind that you do not need to put off your self-care. In fact, there are so many opportunities in any given moment where you can make it something special for yourself and make sure that you're doing things that care for you as much as keeping up with your responsibilities and making sure that everyone in your family and surrounds are cared for too. This is your permission. So stay tuned as we'll have this little chat on putting off self-care and simply being open to not doing that anymore. Hello, beautiful circle people. You're joined today by Meagan and Lainie, and we've got a really interesting topic for you today, that of, do you put off your self-care? I caught myself out the other day doing exactly this. A little bit ashamed, but it made me realize just how often the little voice comes in your head saying, take the time, do the thing, and we find every single excuse not to. Be honest for yourself. Are you guilty of this? I know we all are. Lainie joins us today, which I'm really excited about though. Lainie, what are your thoughts on this? Do you put off self-care?
Oh, absolutely, all the time. But I am trying to change that. It's every time you think, I'll do the dishes first and I'll go and put that load of laundry on. No, just do the thing that you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so crazy. I think self-care, there's such a long list of things that we can all agree are good for us, and I've really become quite good at identifying what I need in the moment. I think with frameworks like soul modes and being a lot more self-aware, that's Carly Marie's Soul Modes, a book that we do sell at Circle. Knowing that our self-care can look different at any given time, there's a lot more self-awareness for myself now around, what do I actually need in this moment? Because we could all say self-care is bubble baths and glasses of champagne and meditating and going for long walks. But sometimes self-care can look really different to that as well. It might be, writing things out, making a list.
Lighting a candle.
going to town with a bit of rage cleaning can actually be in this category of self-care if that's what's required at a given time. How do you, Lainie, sort of find these days that you are able to tap into what exactly you need, and how does that benefit you when you actually do the thing?
Yeah, I think it's recognizing that voice in your head that we all have that tells us, this is what I want or this is what I need right now. Like, like taking a bath, or, I'll even put off things like going to the bathroom, which seems so silly, but you think, there are things that I need to get done before I do that. But it's about recognizing that voice that says, hey, I want this, but actually listening to it, actually hearing it, and then just going, you know what, everything can wait. It's not urgent. No one's going to, die if I don't do this right now.
It's hard work, especially, having a family, working your job, whatever your situation is. There's so much that we can always say has to come first. But I think at the moment, being a lot more open to what intuition is. Now, if I'm sort of going down a tangent that people are like, okay, I don't have any intuition, I'm not a psychic or whatever, I think we really discount our own inner intuition, and our body is always sending us messages. It's not just our mind. Your intuition isn't, as one lady once said to me, Kasha Burke, you're not going to see Patrick Swayze standing there as, go, hello, here I am. Here's my, my little intuition there in physical form. So I reckon listening to your body or your aches and pains or, the messages that come into your mind are, a very important compass. It's an inner compass to have, right?
I think a lot of people would also think of it as gut instinct as well. If you're not aligned with the intuition, but that gut instinct, to just do this. Well,
it's funny you say the word gut there, Lainie, because I've actually been quite publicly talking about the facts that I am doing a gut healing protocol at the moment called GAPS. It's a gut and psychological syndrome program, eating program and detox program that's really quite helpful if you've got gut issues or even really great for mental health. Anyways, with that whole detox process in mind, and I'm kind of looking for different ways that I can increase the detox capacity of my body at the moment. I know that one of the treatments that we offer at Circle that is so good for upping cell function, upping energy, helping detox in the skin is LED. It's funny because yesterday while I was at work, I had a small window of between cleaning up, closing up, and having to be at my kids' school to pick them up. And the voice popped into my head saying, Meagan, take off your makeup, do an LED before you go. It's a really basic treatment, actually. We can incorporate it into any facial or any skin treatment, but as long as the makeup is off the skin, this piece of equipment will do its thing for 15, 20, 30 minutes all on its own. So it's a therapist-less service, which is great. That's just what I needed.
Great for us.
But it was so funny because the message came up, do an LED, you've got the time. And I just thought, all right, well, I'll get the rubbish sorted. I'll get the laundry in the car. And in between that time, I was actively conscious that I was talking myself out of this very quick, very effective practice that would make a huge difference. I tilled up, I did all the things, looked at my watch. I can't have a 30-minute session now. And I suddenly stopped myself and just thought, Meagan, just do it. You can fit it all in. Take the makeup off, do 15 minutes. And I think that's important too. Like sometimes, we tell ourselves that relaxation or our self-care practice, if I can't allocate the whole day to it, what's the point? If I can't have all of the right circumstances, no one in the house, or a full evening of pure sitting in the bath or whatever that is, it's not worth doing. But for what I went through yesterday and then thought, stuff it, I'm going to do it, it was perfect. And I felt even more proud that I actually did it. Yes. More so than actually having the treatment itself. But God, it got me thinking about this topic today, like why we always put it off and allow ourselves to talk ourselves out of really good ideas that could make great impact, have huge waves of goodness, good energy coming out of them.
Yeah, I think for myself, sometimes I just have to make sure that I block some time. It doesn't need to be big chunks of time, like you said, even if it's just that 15 minutes where you do something for yourself. I have my planner. It goes with me everywhere. And sometimes I can just pop a little bit of time in there to go and, it might be LED at work. It might be a bath. It might just be something that I do, a meditation that's just for myself that I need just in that moment.
Mm-hmm. I find myself not the best at planning. Like, that's me. Like, and everyone's so different. So I'm a bit more the kind of person that will try and fit everything in when it does come to mind, much to my detriment sometimes. But I think you're right. Maybe just having certain days or certain small chunks of time that if you felt called to sit there and journal and drink tea, or you felt called to be a little bit more active and go and clear your head with a nice walk or whatever, like you've got the ability to do whatever you need to in those moments.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be, booked in as such either, but just, if there's a, half an hour gap between, I don't know, picking the kids up, then you've got the ability to do something in that time and whatever you're called to do.
Do you ever feel guilt about what, your responsibilities are as a mum or at work or whatever, and that can sort of play a part in why you maybe talk yourself out of self-care?
Course. Yes, I think we all suffer the mum guilt, don't we? Where we think, no, I'm just going to I have to get this done. But, it doesn't have to be that way. Like I said before, it's not going to, the house is going to fall apart if we don't just take a time for ourselves. And we know that if we take time for ourselves, everybody benefits.
Yeah. My kids are a little bit older now, not that old, but they have become accustomed to me going, Mummy's just going to have a little nap. Now I'm front and center. There's nowhere that they could be where I couldn't hear them. But no. I've had to get over that thought of God, if I just laid down, and just, if I fell asleep, great. If I don't, it's fine. But sometimes it's sort of, you talk yourself out of it going, oh no, am I going to be a bad mum or whatever? Just do what you need to do. And always find in those moments, if I then get myself up afterwards, I'm able to function so much better. That's Everything right. feels good. The night flows better, whatever, if it's during the day, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really positive way to look at this, thinking what could be better if I actually allowed myself to dive into what's needed right now.
So I guess this begs the question, what are you talking yourself out of? And what are you going to benefit from if you just do the thing?
Oh, I know. It's so true.
It's so true.
If only we could. It immediately goes to, if only I could. But, most of the time, I reckon at least 70 or more % of the time, it's all stories that we tell ourselves, and a lot of it's not true as to why we can't just put ourselves first, feed whatever it is that we need for our insides or for our body or for our mind, and come out feeling a hell of a lot better and functioning and performing a hell of a lot better in the long term. And just as you wouldn't cancel an appointment or, not show up to an appointment that you'd physically made for yourself, maybe intertwining a little bit of that mentality into those spontaneous, intuitive calls to help yourself out. Why is it any different? Why can't you show up for yourself and do those little things that are obviously really needed?
Yeah, book yourself in for yourself.
For yourself. Oh, I love that.
I love it too.
Thank you for joining us today. You've been listening to the Skin Ritual Wellness Circle. My name is Meagan.
My name is Lainie.
And we will come at you next time with more skin, ritual, and wellness goodness. Our eclectic collection of lots of random topics to make your life better. As always, feel good and own it. You've been listening to Meagan Jean and Lainie Porter. From the bottom of our hearts, we truly thank you for joining us in the Skin Ritual Wellness Circle. You can find us at www.circleskincareandbeauty.com, and we are known as @Circle Skincare and Beauty on all social media. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, review. It's going to help other people just like you find this supportive circle, bringing the skin ritual wellness vibes to all. We look forward to chatting with you next time. Until then, feel good and own it.